This video is sponsored by Skillshare. Hello furniture friends, Katie Scott here from Salvaged by K Scott. Happy New Year. It is officially 2022 and I am so ready to bring you along on some really incredible and hopefully inspirational furniture flipping adventures this year. I already have a fun little stash of projects out in the garage to work on over the next few weeks, but this video is going to be the tale of a cute little demi-lune table that got a pretty glamorous makeover with the help of a super easy faux marble paint technique. This is the table that I'm working on today. It's made by the Bombay Company and I picked it up from Value Village for just $12.99. The top is starting to show a little bit of wear, but the rest of it is in really good condition. My design idea for this is to create a Carrara marble top and then paint the base in a solid color. But this is my first time doing this technique, so a small scale piece like this is the perfect canvas to experiment on. To start things off, I removed these decorative plates so that I could start cleaning. When I first saw this table, my gut reaction was to lose these things altogether, but they've actually started to grow on me. So by this point, I was thinking, I'm gonna keep these things if I can get them off of here without destroying them. Once the table was dry, I wanted to scuff up the shiny finish so that my primer and paint would have a little bit of a rough texture to grip onto. I used one of my medium grit foam sanding pads just to scratch this up by hand. I didn't want any of this darker stain coming through my light Carrara marble design, so I primed just the top of the table with 2 coats of KILZ Restoration Primer. I needed a bright white base for this table, so I grabbed Fusion Mineral Paint in the color Lamp White from my paint collection and brushed on 2 coats. While my base coat dries, let me tell you a little bit more about Skillshare. Skillshare can help you make this new year a year of learning, growth, and connection through your creativity. If you have a specific skill that you're trying to learn, then Skillshare is the perfect place to start. From photography and video editing to interior design, woodworking, and so much more, you can find a class that will match your goals and interests. I've been tossing around some vlogging ideas over the holidays, so I decided to take a beginner's guide to creating vlogs for YouTube by Carrie Cakes for some more insight and tips into the nuances of a good vlog. Skillshare is always ad-free, so you can stay in the zone while you're exploring new skills, and they launch fresh premium classes each week, so there is always something new to discover. Members get unlimited access to learning with classes that you can always work through at your own pace. And the first 1,000 of my subscribers to click the link in the description will get a 1-month free trial of Skillshare so that you can start exploring your creativity today. Once that base coat of white was dry, I grabbed this dark gray paint called Cityscape from House and Canvas and mixed a little with my white paint and also a bit of water. I used my brush to randomly dab this mixture over the white and then used a damp microfiber cloth to kind of move it around. There's really no right or wrong way to do this. You just need to create some different tones and kind of natural movement here. How much or how little is probably going to be different every time, and it's really up to you and what you think looks good. I let that medium gray dry for just a few minutes, and then I grabbed my dark gray paint in full strength this time and a tiny artist brush and started painting on the veining in my marble. I held the brush really loosely in my fingers and just let it lightly glide over the table so that none of the paint was too perfect or intentional looking. If you're not sure what it should look like or which direction your veins should be going, I think the best bet is probably to look up an image of marble that you like online and follow that as kind of a guide or map. I left that tabletop to dry for a little bit and moved on to getting my first coat on the base. This is Melange 1 in Jet Black, which is an all-in-one paint that has a built-in adhesion primer and top coat. You may have already noticed, but I'm just using leftover little bits of paint from other projects on here. So this is what my marble was looking like, and I did like it, but I knew it wasn't quite right yet. I decided to add some more white over the top to soften up those veins a little bit and just blend everything together a little more. I just used a shop towel to dab on a tiny bit at a time until it was looking good, and this is where I ended up. I let this dry overnight and then gave it a super light sand with some 400 grit sandpaper just to knock down any visible brush marks or paper towel fluffs that were left in there. And then I sprayed on 3 coats of this DecoArt gloss sealer just from Michaels to protect the paint, but more importantly, to give the tabletop that authentic, glossy, polished marble finish. Once the last coat of sealer was on the top, I applied a second coat of my black paint to the base to get full coverage, and then I brought the table inside. I reattached these little medallions and then flipped the table upside down quickly just so that I could make sure that the bottom lip of the table and any tiny spots around the legs were fully painted. And here is how my finished faux marble table turned out. I hope that you get a chance to try out this technique. I think it has so many fun applications, and you could probably even use it to update a crusty old laminate countertop to extend its life a little bit, as long as you switched up your sealer coat to something applicable to that kind of high traffic situation. Please make sure that you're subscribed before you go, and don't be afraid to get some paint on your hands, play around with something new, and just be creative. I'll catch you all next time.